that winning streak alive.
That's right. There you see the FaZe guys obviously keeping as cool as they possibly could. But let's go ahead and hop into kick it with the attacking team. That is going to be EnVy as we jump. A wonderful game in that last matchup there. Why at this point in time he's quickly becoming one of the best slayers in the game.
Right, you know, I mean, he's definitely becoming one of the best players in the game, but there's one knock on Formal, and it's that his search and destroy, you know, just smarts are not, you know, where a lot of these veteran Call of Duty players are at. This takes time to work on.
This takes a lot of time. Money 8s can't help you that much.
No, I mean, he's picked it up very, very quickly, but there's sometimes situations, you know, 2-on-2 situations where the Call of Duty veterans of the community, you know, people like Merc and, you know, Sharp, they just know how to play those situations. It's just time, Golden Boy. You can't make up for time.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself there, but Formal is actually going to get picked off there, and Nameless is going to get located as well. That's going to be Dito with 2, but just like that, it is going to be a trade there as Merc and JCap are going to pick him up. And now let's go over to Merc here. Let's see what he's going to do as time just not on his side as he creeps around. Oh my. Is on here. He has to look around. Surely he didn't hear that that switch. Something seemed like I heard like a sound where like he switched the gun, but that's not going to matter because he's going to have 13 seconds here to execute on this. Not a lot of time to work with now. And JCap is going to push up, and oh, he's going to get located, and that's going to do it. FaZe is going to be able to take this first round.
I mean, that was a huge round. You know, I believe it was Dito and Parasite able to win that 2-2 with Merc. And they played a smart way. They were able to trade those kills. You know, Parasite had to know JCap didn't have enough time, or, you know, watched the kill cam, didn't see him cross caution going to A, so he was able to play that bomb site in control very, very correctly.
I wonder, you know, and having, you know, you obviously here could help in this situation, you know, coaching EG and all that stuff. And this is just kind of like theory, but what if in that situation JCap opted to not plan? What if he, I mean, what if he just waited?
Just play for the kill? I mean, that's definitely an option in that situation. I mean, but a lot of the times you don't know how that player is going to play. I mean, you know, Parasite did not to check and just wait till the bomb goes down. And that would have just kind of ended the round for you as well.
That makes a lot of course. And Merc here looking to see if he can get an angle. We'll go ahead and hop over to the attacking team here with FaZe Clan as they obviously have the advantage here. Never mind. Oh, my goodness. It is going to end just like that. FaZe is going to pick up 2 rounds, and EnVy just does not seem to have an answer for it. Formal struggling 0-2 at this point. But it's not even about that. The team itself getting picked off early. You usually see 1, maybe 2 go down in those first 2 rounds. That is something you just don't want to see if you're an EnVy fan.
Right, you know, it actually says a lot about this FaZe team, Golden Boy. When they formed, the first thing I said, I was like, man, you know, I don't know how these personalities are going to work together. You know, Parasite, Sensor, and Dito. Have very strong personalities. You know, lose one match, are they really going to get on each other? But that hasn't seemed what it's like since they formed. You know, they seem very. I mean, JCap just did Senza dirty.
Yeah, well, that nade could have connected with someone, but it did not there. He threw it right through the glass, and Dito now having a great match. He's 4-1 at this time, and that will be Nameless. That's going to be a headshot there. A little miscommunication with his teammate, but that won't matter because they are going to make some moves here. Bomb has not gone down just yet. Formal, though, picking up Apathy, leaving Formal by himself. And this is a bad spot. Oh, my goodness gracious. Is he going to clutch it? Oh, Formal. I cannot even believe that gun battle. That is absurd. Did you see that angle that he got on him? Formal's waiting around.
Oh, my God.
What a round victory for EnVy. And look at the faces there of FaZe. They are like, what in God's green earth happened?
I mean, sometimes you are just so much better than other people that you can just do stuff like that. I mean, that shot on Dito is absolutely absurd.
Dude,
like, you should not be able to do that. You should not be able to
do that. The game shouldn't allow you to do things like that. That is
and, you know,
amazing.
I was talking with Merc the other day, you know, chatting, and he told me that Formal is the best player he's ever played with.
Really?
The most talented, best player he's ever played with. Merc.
Merc's played with some pretty incredible players.
Merc.
I mean, you know, I remember the infamous optic run of MW3. I mean, he played Rambo and Big T. That's considered, in my opinion, one of the best teams I'd ever seen of Call of Duty, aside from, you know, /EG. So I mean, that's
for him to say that.
For him to say that's a bold statement.
But that's how much he trusts in him.
That's actually a wonderful thing to hear, though, that Merc can trust someone that much. But JCap, unfortunately, could not do it there 1v3 as he will get picked. Sensor here with the final kill cam, found him right by the lab, and that's going to do it there. But so they are going to stop that run. FaZe, not worried about that by any means whatsoever, answered back in turn with a victory there, making it 3-1.
Right, you know, EnVy, this is a big offensive round. It would go down one, be a pretty big hole to climb out of. Obviously, we've seen it before. See what they're going to do on offense, Golden Boy. You know, I really would have liked to see, and Scott were talking about it before, you haven't seen the A push in too long. And if you've noticed on the defensive setup, FaZe doesn't even have anybody over at that bomb site. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, you know, there's no attention put toward there, and players have kind of, or at least these two teams have kind of read each other at this point like a book. But this is smart, though. Look at what they're doing here, X. They're thinking, okay, they are pushing on this direction. We still have bodies there, so the attention's still over there. Merc right now can go wherever he wants to go because his teammates are just clearing the floor here. Nameless with a pick up on Apathy. Dito's going to be. Let's see what he could do here as he will be rolling solo now. Shots going through won't matter, and you said they were a little concerned about climbing out of that 4-1 deficit. 3-2 now. Odds looking a lot better there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were able to just play really patient. They used FaZe's aggression against, you know, Dito, Sensor. They're very aggressive players, even Search and Destroy. And, you know, you saw Dito, he was flanking right there, and you saw he was one of the first players in the top control taken out right away. So, you know, smart plays from EnVy.
Yep, and who is a player to watch in particular half here? Anyone that has caught your interest as far as, like, what they're doing?
You know, I'd like to see what Parasite's doing.
Okay.
You know, we see a lot, you know, Dito, we know what he's doing in Search and Destroy. You know, we know Sensor, obviously the bomb carrier. We really don't know Parasite's place on this team, really, in Search.
Yeah, well, more of the back position, kind of watching a flank maybe. If seeing a player is going to push, but wait a minute, Merc is going to move in there, taking out Dito and Apathy as well with the double, leaving Parasite alone here. And this is not a good position here, 1v4. I mean, honestly, your odds will always be on EnVy in this situation, especially right now, because Formal is going to be able to take him out from the left side, and that is going to tie things up 3-3. EnVy came back big time.
Yeah.
Momentum definitely played a factor there, but just great positioning from EnVy in that round overcame FaZe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they just ran right through FaZe that round. You got to question, well, what was Parasite kind of doing going all the way back to the spawn when, I mean, his teammates had to at least see, you know, 3-4 bodies over there.
Yeah, respond quick enough. But at the same time, though, you can only imagine they're telling him, like, listen, don't get reckless. Don't try and push up. And now look at what we're seeing here. So this is going to be interesting because you have Nameless, who's actually going to be lingering over by B. And then you also have Formal, who's looking to do some work over there as well. So that's going to try and, like, distract a couple people, which I really with this play. Player is going to get picked off, though. JCap with a stop on Apathy, but Merc cannot from that one. Meanwhile, there's going to be another drop there. Formal will get picked. Nameless finding two, though. That's going to be a double, leaving Parasite by himself in a 1v2.
Yeah, and I mean, right there, EnVy pretty much could have taken the A side and got it down. But, you know, they elected to rotate back towards B and work right from them. You see, he's playing a lot of just one single man gameplay in Search and Destroy.
He doesn't have a lot of time to work with here. He has 36 seconds, but that bomb is going to go down, and EnVy is not going to be foolish enough to expose themselves here. Now, that player right in front is going to be JCap. So let's see what JCap is going to do. Nameless hanging out in the back. He'll get the pick. Parasite wins that one, though. This could be a clutch here as he peeks around the corner. Going to be able to do it. JCap, though, will put EnVy in the lead. 4-3. Good stuff out of them there.
Yeah, I mean, they played that 2v1 perfectly.
Without a doubt.
In the situation where they were able to trade that. I mean, you know, Nameless sees Parasite go into top control. He's able to call out to Cap. He's able to run around the stairs. If Cap got taken out from the back, you know, Nameless has the AR. He pretty much just comes up from that prone position and just takes him out easily. So, you know, very smart play out of two veteran Call of Duty players, and that's exactly what we were talking about, these veterans of Search and Destroy.
I do also feel like Parasite just didn't play that one as well as he could have. I mean, you know, in that situation, you know the player's going to be lingering by blue staircase. So why opt to push out there, right? What's the reasoning behind, again, after knowing that player is going to be there? Try and get the upper man advantage on that one. That's just the way I look at it personally. Nameless, though, is going to be the victim of first blood here as we jump over right now and see what's going on with Apathy, who's 2-6, not having a great game thus far, but still scores 4-3, so they could easily turn. Apathy's going to get a couple hit markers. They're having to drop down, run away from this one. Actually, as EnVy picks up 2 on that, leaving Dito to a dubs match here against JCap and Formal.
Right, you know, the bomb is down, so they're going to be in a pretty bad situation, Golden Boy. And it looks like they're very spread out. Yeah, they're very spread out. You don't see too much, teamwork from the FaZe roster.
They're going to get this kill, guaranteed. If they don't, it would be absurd at that point. And whips the knife.
Where'd he go?
Whips the knife. He went to his left. He just gave him the hop, skip, and that is just not going to be a good look there. Dito runs up the ladder and gets caught like a deer with headlights, and that is it. EnVy will go up 5-3 in this search and destroy game. Man, if you are FaZe, you must be a tad now because of how things have been panning out this far.
Yeah, search and destroy is one of those games where you don't take it round by round, really put emphasis on just, playing smart and playing together. It's very easy, to get really hyped winning, those first 3 rounds, and then you start playing a little, reckless and a little careless, and then eventually, come back. And you see EnVy, they were going hard for this A bomb spot.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a good opportunity. You're right. They're going strong here. 4 deep on A as Merc is going to be going down. Caution's going to be a war zone right now as Merc needs to figure something out because his teammate Formal is going to get picked off. Apathy finding 2, but JCap and Nameless are able to find 2 as well. Now let's see here, as you have to bear in mind that with this play, with the way that Nameless and JCap are playing this one out, they're waiting for them to put it down. They're waiting for them to bomb down. So they're going to wonder, wait a minute, why haven't they done this yet?
Right, yeah, the players from FaZe have to be a little bit confused where the players from EnVy were going. I mean, they knew they were over at A, pretty much know they're not going to rotate all the way back, but they haven't pushed through research. But you saw Cap actually push through research right there. And I love the play from EnVy. They're always together, Golden, but you always see, on Oracle mode when it's on, there are 2 players there back to back, or they trade those kills really easy.
Yep, and Sensor now, bomb is going to go down, but he's going to get caught in caution there, and that's going to do it. EnVy is going to take that one 6-3. Beautifully played there out of them. I have to say, just that from Formal, despite them losing the next round, kept EnVy in high spirits this whole time, X, and they were able to come back with this win.
I mean, that's why you pick up that. That's why you want to team players like that, because they make that one play and it brings everybody back into the game. Everyone starts to lose a little bit of confidence. They get a little lackluster. Yeah, and 10-5 from JCap. I mean, JCap's been playing very well this weekend. What we saw from FaZe, I think, is you didn't see too much teamwork. They really didn't play that one together at all. The first 3 rounds, they looked great. They're winning those rounds pretty handily, pretty easily. And after that, it became lots of lone wolf gameplay out of them.
Yep, and one thing that I'm noticing right now is they got to talk. Sensors. Everyone right now, but they got to be focused, right?
Doug's preaching. Everyone's like,
yeah. Then they have to do that.
Man, I don't want to hear it.
They keep everyone focused.
Do you think Apathy is listening to Sensor right now?
Yeah, well, dude, you have to, because you know what? At this point in time, you're pretty much backs against the wall on the chopping block.
Yeah.
You are going to go to the losers bracket if you lose this Blitz game, which is going to be coming up on Warhawk in just a few. So honestly, it's
do or die time for FaZe.
Do or die. I hope they're listening. But we'll see how all this pans out, guys. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, can EnVy give FaZe a 3-0, or will FaZe fight back, force a game 4? Find out in just a second.